Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Michelle with Fun in Key West, and it is another episode of Wandering Wednesday. And today, we are talking all about best fishing spots in Key West. Now, here's the thing. I am not the fisherman, but that's why we have all kinds of great people in Key West who do this and can help you walk through this. But I thought, you know what? Might be a good idea to give you a little bit of the insights and lingo and expectations of what they're talking about if you've not done fishing in Key West. It's actually one of the best fishing spots in the world is the Florida Keys. I have friends who go down to Island Murata actually and fish just about every year, if not a couple times a year. And so there's this pilgrimage that people make all the way down to Key West and decide that they're going to do that annually. The guys get together, do guy trips, girls get together and do girl trips, and it's a great place to explore the ideas of the different types of fishing that are available throughout the Florida Keys and Key West, Islamorada, Marathon, all up and down the Keys. And here's my recommendation. Explore the different areas of the Florida Keys to go fishing at. Maybe you do Island Murata one year, or maybe you do Marathon, or maybe you do Key West, or maybe you do a week-long trip and you stay up and down the Keys, and then you experience the fishing from all of the locations. You've got the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico, and you can do inshore fishing, offshore fishing, flats fishing, reef fishing, coral fishing. There is so much to explore. And I don't want you to get stuck in that you could only go fishing here. This is absolutely a tailor-made adventure that you're going to love and get yourself stuck into. Now, I did a little bit of research, and if I am completely off base, you just let me know. But first and foremost, when you are deciding what kind of fishing trip you want to book, there are things that you need to understand. First, there is number one, inshore fishing. And so this is fishing that is in shallow waters, close to the shore. So you're like less than 30 feet. It's usually around landmark buildings. Think like White Street Pier. So you're going off of a bridge, things like that. And usually you can get sea trout, snapper, redfish, tarpon. You're going to use light tackle, fly rods, and this is great for casual trips, beginners. And so try thinking if you're going to do inshore, you're usually not going to have a guide for that. Offshore fishing, that is, you're going to take the boat out, you're going to do either a full day, half day, you're going to do a charter or a split charter where maybe you don't have the whole boat together, but you're a onesie twosies partnering up with other onesie twosies. This is usually done in deeper water, heading out to dry Tortugas, Marathon Humps, and you're going to get some of the deeper water fish. So you're going to get mahi-mahi, blue marlin, white marlin, some blackfish tuna, some game fish. And you're usually going to use like live bait with this or lures, and it's a heavier rod. And think about those shows where you're sitting in the chair, things like that. That's a lot of offshore fishing. Flats fishing is in shallow water, clear water. It's like 1 to 2 feet. You can go into Marquesa Keys. You go back into the backcountry fishing. I think kayaks. This is going to be a little different type of fishing. You're going to see the fish usually, and then you can target in. You're going to have light tackle, usually a fly rod or something. So think bonefish, permits, silver kings, things like that. So you're going to see the fish. This is sight fishing. And so you're going to be on small skiffs or kayaks. Usually you see them, there's just maybe two of you on the boat, and you can go out that way. And then you have reef and bottom fishing. And these are obviously near reefs or the ocean floor or near shipwrecks, and you're going to be targeting species that like to live in that area. So you've got hogfish and grouper and snapper and all kinds of things. And this is hooks with bait that's dropped down, and it usually kind of bounces around there. So this is great for families and groups. So think party boat. Is there a best time to fish in Key West? Yeah, anytime. It depends on when you can be in Key West or the Florida Keys. Year round, you're probably going to be able to get snapper and grouper and barracuda and bonefish, and there is various other shark species that you should be able to get year round. From June to September, so your summer fishing, you're going to usually find mahi-mahi, you're going to find black tuna and blackfin tuna out in the deeper waters. You're going to find the marlins out in the deep sea fishing. Tarpon is usually best caught during early mornings or near bridges, they say, like Old Bay Honda Bridge. In the summertime, think about those kind of species if that's on your bucket list to get. If you're coming into the Florida Keys to fish in the wintertime, so December through February, then probably there's sailfish, king mackerel or kingfish will be available. Cobia is usually caught near wreck, so if you're doing some of those type of fishing trips. Permit, the ever elusive permit, you're probably going to catch in the flats fishing. And of course, sea trout will be found in the shallow waters, and you'll be having some light fishing tackle. And this is kind of an obvious thing. Here's some seasonal tips for you. In the summertime, you're going to want to go out in the early morning or very late afternoon to avoid that midday summer heat. And in the winter, you're going to go out midday usually because it's a little warmer and the fish are more active during that time. We talked about some of the best spots in Key West and in Florida Keys to fish. Obviously, if you are in Key West and you just want to do some inshore fishing, you've got Street Pier, casual fishing place for if you're a casual fishing enthusiast. If you like the smaller fish, you can just go right off of there. If you're into kayak fishing or flats fishing, there's some great places that you can go out. I've even seen people at Smathers Beach with a fly rod and doing it that direction. Some of the areas that you can head out to that you would be on a charter boat, you can go out towards the dry Tortugas, and if you're out in the area, you can go into Marathon Humps. What I understand about that place is it's about 25 miles offshore, and because you're then out in the ocean and there's the current, it can get a little rough out there, so that one is, keep in mind, it could be a little bit rougher. If you want to do some backcountry fishing spots, you're going to go out into the mangroves, you're going to go out kayak fishing, you're going to go out in a small skiff. That's a great option as well. Not that I've done a lot of it. Here's some successful fishing adventure tips that I can offer. First and foremost, if you can and it's in your budget, try to book it with a captain or a charter or a fishing guide. They're going to know the places to go. They're going to get you there. They're going to have the right bait and tackle for the species of fish that are running during that time. They're going to know what to use for the best results. And they're going to be able to offer and give you and let you use the tackle and the bait and the equipment that is best for whatever you're fishing with. You can book a fishing charter. I have put a link here to Island Jane and Fish Monster. They offer some great fishing charters, and they also offer what's called a party boat. This is a budget-friendly option just to expose yourself to the idea and the concept of fishing in the Florida Keys. It's a least expensive way to go. You go out, there's a bunch of people, you're fishing off the edge of a boat, and it's fun for groups of people or families and young kids. It's just a way to get out on the water and experience that fishing. But I'm going to make sure that you hear me clearly. Make sure you bring your sunscreen. If they are not providing snacks, I would bring snacks because you could get stuck out there for a little bit. Bring some water and make sure that you bring your phone so you can capture all of the amazing photos of you catching all of those fish. If you are heavily into fish, or this is something that you want to explore and get more into, in our calendar of events, we usually list out a lot of the fishing tournaments that are happening, and you can always figure out how to join those. If there are certain fishing captains or charters that are able to take you out onto those tournaments, that's what you can talk to about. So I've come through and given some ideas of the types of fishing that you can expect around the Florida Keys, some places and times that you can expect to fish, some ideas for some top spots. no matter what, if you're at Marathon, Key Largo, Island Mirada, or Key West that you're coming in to fish, there is something for everybody at all of the locations. And there is a lot of information over at FunInKeyWest.com where you can figure out not only where to stay, depending on where you're at. There's ideas there. We offer resources on ideas on where to stay, but places to eat when you come back off the boat, places that you can then go maybe hear live music at, and some other exciting adventures that you can do as you explore the Florida Keys and all of the wonderful and amazing fishing that it offers. In the meantime, you guys have a great Wednesday, and we will talk to you tomorrow.